Welcome in, you guys. Come on in. We are doing a savory Chex mix. And then we're going to do, of course, they're both keto. And then we're going to do a Keto Muddy Buddy, which is the sweet version of the, kind of Chex mix that people do to bring to social events or have your own snacks on hand for yourself for the holidays. Now, my oven is actually only going to get set to 250 degrees. And that is going to be how we're going to do the savory piece. So I'll start over here. This is my chicken scratch. So I apologize. You can screenshot that if you care, but I will type it out because that's literally, I just jotted down really fast the way that I wanted to do the savory and then the muddy buddies. I will read those to you as we go. So this is what I made then last night. This is the muddy buddy. So we're using a base of pork rinds for both recipes, but listen, do not judge until you've tasted. So here's the bag. If you could smell that, you could smell the chocolate and the peanut butter in there. You could smell that, but that's what that looks like. And these are like muddy buddies. Okay, so I'll share that with you here in just a second. Very fast and easy. And here's the savory one. Can you see that? Here, I'll pull that out too. And you might be surprised at what's in here. So let's do that one. Ooh, that smells so good. I am just telling you what. All right, so here we go. So I have two different recipes that I'm going to do. Here's one for sweet, and then over here we're going to do savory. Let's start with the savory. So this is actually 2.5 ounces of pork rinds, and I just basically, this is 5 ounces. So I took this whole bag, and I opened it up and then I crushed it and I put it in here for the sweet one. I took only half of this a bag and I crushed it up and I put it in here for the savory. I'm just following the recipe. Of course, you can double or do whatever you want to any one of these. I don't think that it would negatively affect what you're trying to accomplish. So this is 2.5 ounces of pork rinds, and you can see, and then we're going to take 1 cup. It says 1.5 cup of nuts. I'm just doing, I did not measure that much out. This is actually not as much as I would normally want to add. And it says mixed nuts. I literally am using chopped pecans because I like pecans, but you can use whatever you want. And to be really honest, I felt like 1.5 cups of nuts was just a lot. Like that seemed to be overwhelming for the 2.5 ounces. And then 1/2 cup of unsweetened coconut. You can find this right at this Great Value brand. You guys, do not underestimate this brand. I don't even know what to tell you. You can look at other pork rinds and find such trash ingredients. Look at this, pork rinds and salt. Like, what is going on right now? When I get to the Worcestershire, you can buy Worcestershire like this. Do you see the corn syrup in there? What are we even talking about? Why is there high fructose corn syrup in my Worcestershire? Not in the Great Value brand. So this is just going to end up getting thrown away. But can you imagine, like the Great Value brand is such a good brand. I had no idea. Anyway, so 1/2 cup of unsweetened coconut. So that means not the coconut that has all the sugar on it. So I'm literally just going to take a handful and I'm going to add that in there. You don't even have to measure this stuff. Like, why measure? You don't even need to. And then we're going to take 6 tablespoons of butter right here. And we're going to add 3 tablespoons of, and you can have your choice, okay? So if you have tamari and you like tamari, this is a gluten-free product, but this does smell differently than like this Briggs, which is gluten-free, and this is more of a gluten-free soy sauce. I actually really like this. I like that soy sauce. Worcestershire is nice too, to be really honest. I wish that this wasn't such trash ingredients. But you can mix and match up to 3 tablespoons of anything that you want. If you have a fish sauce, you could add a few drops of that in there too, if that was something that you were wanting, like you like that stronger flavor. So I'm just going to do 3 tablespoons. And this is going to make it salty. So if the recipe asks for salt, which I think it might have, I pay no attention. I don't need any extra salt. This was salty enough for me. But then it says to take like about 1/2 teaspoon of some of the Swerve. So it's trying to make that sweet, salty taste. So I'm just going to add just a tiny little bit to get that in there. Just like that. And then let's see what else is in there. Oh, and then garlic. Now they're asking for garlic cloves, but in this particular case, I'm like, oh, I don't think I care. I don't need garlic cloves. I'm going to put garlic powder. So that's just me choosing a little bit of garlic. So I'm literally going to put this in my microwave for just a few seconds, not too long. Okay, it's melting nicely. Basically, you can see this compilation, right? Pork rinds, nuts, unsweetened coconut. Who would have ever thought of that combination? That seems to be very different all by itself. And now here is our, there's really no protein in either one of these. So these are definitely snacks that you are not looking to eat all the time. They could definitely slow your weight loss because it's all pure fat. Pork rinds are fat. The butter is fat. There's really no redeeming much of anything, but what great snacks. Okay. So a little bit of sweet and salty. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this over this mixture, and then I'm going to put it in on parchment paper in the oven at 250 degrees. And it's going to be in there for a full hour. So basically, because I just used the Bragg's, this is just very soy saucy. Anybody who would rather have Worcestershire, tamari, fish sauce, combination of, you can make it whatever you want it to be. And there are other things that you could add in here too if you wanted to. You could do walnuts instead of pecans. You could do sliced almonds. When I put this in the oven for an hour, this is how it came out last night. It darkened up because of the soy sauce that's in there. But I really did like it, and it was very crunchy. Salty and crunchy. And that soy sauce is a kind of a stronger taste maybe. So it's not like it's, people might think, but I don't like pork rinds. I really feel like if you just tried this once, you'll know whether or not this is something you can tweak for yourself. All right, hold on. So here we go. We'll just spread it out. Perfect timing. Look at there. These are big here. Boy, I just think that's really crazy that those great value brands are proving to be such good ingredients. That's the unsweetened chocolate I talk to you guys all about all the time. How crazy is that? So here we go. Put this in the oven for an hour. All right, so what time is it? 2:39. Okay, very good. So there we go. We're done with the savory conversation. Let's move all that over. Now we're going to talk about the Muddy Buddy. Here we go. So again, that's what that looks like. This is also extraordinarily easy. It's a little ridiculous. So this now is a full bag of pork rinds. So this is a full 5 ounces, and I just made them into smaller pieces. And I have 1 cup of baked believe chocolate chips, 6 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to add some peanut butter, and we're going to get that going with some melting. This is Walmart, and instead of using Lily's chocolate chips, I chose these. If you really wanted to be even better than this, you could take the unsweetened chocolate from Walmart, the Great Value brand, and you could melt that and add your own, let's say, because I thought about this, I could have added my own liquid vanilla stevia to it, okay? But these ingredients are better than Lily's, okay? So I'm just telling you. But sometimes that inulin right there messes with your tummy. So if you're looking for a treat that doesn't mess with your tummy, you might want to consider melting your own unsweetened chocolate and adding a liquid vanilla stevia. But here we go, 6 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup of the Baked Believe chocolate chips, and then I'm going to add in my peanut butter. Peanuts are legumes, so typically I do not do peanut butter, and I do not do peanuts. Now, in a pinch I will, or for something like this, because I'm not allergic to peanuts. I do not have a peanut allergy. I just know that it can stall my weight loss. And to be really honest, it can be like, I really like peanut butter. So I don't stock things that I think I'm going to want to eat too much of. So I had to go to Walmart and buy all of these ingredients because I normally don't keep them stocked. And it's only because I just know myself. And so I basically, if I want to have a snack or something, I go to the store and get it. Now I do have the luxury of living very close. It is what it is. All right, we'll get that melting. And then basically what we're going to do is we're going to be able to add to that melted mixture some vanilla and some cinnamon. And you can choose to keep or not keep the cinnamon. The cinnamon kind of really does bring out it just heightens the chocolate taste. And once we've mixed that all up, then you're using the powdered Swerve to coat it, to make it look like the Muddy Buddies. Ooh, thank you for asking about the peanut butter. Thank you. And quickly before I move on, in coating this, you could easily refrigerate this and then coat it so that it doesn't just melt into it and then not show it. Because you know how you're wanting to show the Muddy Buddies have that, they have the white powdered sugar look to them. So I would take this and I would definitely refrigerate it and then coat it so that you have the normal look. So the peanut butter that I'm using here it's a Smucker's organic. So you do have to mix in the oil, but the reason why is because look at the ingredients. Peanuts and salt. That's it. You can buy a mixed creamy, and it can even be organic, and it has total trash in it. So if you're trying to stay away from the trash, make it simple, make it clean. And I've literally, because I used to eat a lot more peanut butter before I decided, oh, that's really not serving me well. But when I thought that it was still okay to eat peanut butter all the time, number one, peanut butter is not a protein, it is a fat. Don't be confused. And in your diet of eating whole food keto, you're actually wanting high protein, moderate fat. The problem is that what we're doing most of the time, the number one problem that people are having when they are not losing the weight they want to lose, without even understanding, they're eating high fat, moderate protein. And if you will flip that, you will see a big change in how you're able to lose weight. You'll see a very big change. What a blessing. And anyway, I have purchased Smucker's because of the peanuts and the salt. For over 10 years, that's what I would purchase. So that has been a long-standing good product for me when I want peanut butter, or I'm going to do something like this. So this, to me, you guys, like seriously, you will never know that these are pork rinds because you can imagine that this taste overrides that, right? So we're going to pour that in there. Chocolate peanut butter amazingness. That's what we've got. And as you can see, both recipes have 6 tablespoons of butter. So do not be confused. These are not weight loss friendly. And they should come with a warning sign saying if you don't portion these out, good luck to you. I think that many of us have that connection to wanting to sit down with a bag of something and just enjoy it, right? Like we want to be able to mindlessly eat because that feels like a reward. And so portioning something out feels like it's too rationing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It might just be me that thinks like that. So anyway, so there you go. And then literally all you're going to do with this one, because you don't even have to put this in the oven, right? You're just going to mix and mix. And then my recommendation is to put it into a Ziploc baggie. I've got an extra one right here. I'm going to put it into a baggie. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I'm going to let it cool down. And then I'm going to go back in and add my confectioner Swerve. And you know what? If you're talking Maria Emmerich, this is not great ingredients. They changed their formula. So they're not perfect anymore, but it's okay. Neither is the peanut butter. So we do the best we can as we go. And listen, Terry just lost 40 pounds in 8 months. We're doing okay. We're doing good. Targeted supplementation, change out your ingredients, and stop being unkind to yourself. And you can make progress too, just like everybody else. Darla said to me this morning on my live, she's lost 12 pounds. So I'm like, you know what, you guys, you can go in the exact same directions. It just takes a little bit of diligence to tweak as you go, just a little bit. If you think you're eating too much peanut butter, stop buying peanut butter. Make it a treat. Like, I haven't had peanut butter in my house this whole year. Christmas comes along, I'm gonna buy myself some peanut butter. Bring some Chex Mix to somebody's house. They'll freak out that this is sugar-free. And even if I'm the only one that eats it, it's okay. I don't require anybody to like anything that I make. So basically, your whole point on this is just to incorporate it so that every little piece is covered. And then we'll put that in. It's not just me. We're all very much the same at the core. We really are. So as you can see, that's just amazingness. Oh, I don't want to make a mess. See if I can do this without making a huge mess. There we go. Well done. Well done. And if you could smell that, you would want to lick it because it smells amazing. All right. So that gives us this much. I'll show you how much. This is a gallon-sized baggie. And this was 1 bag of pork rinds. So basically, it's 1 bag, right? And that's a very decent amount. Okay, so I'll just go ahead, put this in my fridge. And then this is what's in the oven. This is the savory. Smells like soy sauce and salt. And that's what's here. And I have a feeling that one won't turn as dark. What I did with this one, I was experimenting. So I used a little bit of coconut aminos, tamari, and fish sauce. Just a couple drops of the fish sauce because I wanted to know. So this time I used straight Bragg's to see which one I like better. But you could mix and match with whatever. All right, have a super blessed day, you guys. You are amazing. Keep going. You're doing such a good job.